Chapter 11, Section 6, Volume of Pyramids. Just again, keep in mind you will get a formula for volume of a pyramid on your formula sheet. Things you need to know about regular pyramids. Okay, regular pyramids have one base that is a regular polygon. Okay, so it's a polygon. All lateral edges are congruent. All lateral faces are congruent isosceles triangles. So what does that mean? If I'm drawing, let's say, a square pyramid, here's my pyramid. All it's saying is all my faces are isosceles triangles and all my faces are going to be congruent. Okay? They're congruent isosceles triangles and my edges are congruent. All the lateral faces of my edges are congruent. Altitude meets the base at its center. So your altitude goes from the center of my pyramid, the top, the vertex at the top, all the way down to the bottom, and it makes that perpendicular line, that 90-degree angle. So a couple things you have to know about regular pyramids. All right. Volume of a pyramid. You will be given the volume of a pyramid on your formula sheet. What will it look like? On your formula sheet, it's going to look like volume equals length times width. Let me actually write it this way. 1/3 times length, width, and height. Okay, that's what it's going to look like on your formula sheet. Please, again, be aware that this B right here, what does the B stand for? Good. Area of the base. It's not just the base, it's the area of the base. Keep in mind that's good to know because length, width, and height, sometimes people normally think of that as a rectangular pyramid or a square pyramid. If it's a triangular base, keep in mind triangles are half. So you're going to have to do some dividing by 2, and you're going to see that in some of the examples. Okay, so again, looking at this diagram, make sure you know that your height, again, is always taken from this measure. Some students know the formula as volume equals, you could put it as your area of the base times your height divided by 3, or you could also write it as volume equals length, width, height divided by 3. All of those are the exact same thing. Okay, so it depends on how you want to write it. Normally I stick to either this one or this one, and I have to know that B is considered my area of the base. All right, looking at this example, it says a regular square pyramid has a base edge of 6 centimeters and a height of 12 centimeters. Find its volume, give the exact answer. So it says a square pyramid. So here is my base. Keep in mind it is a square. That means all of my sides are going to be congruent. As best as you can drawing a pyramid. And yes, it's a square. All my sides of my base are going to be 6 centimeters. And then they told me that my height is 12 centimeters. So, knowing my formula for volume of a square pyramid or pyramid is going to be volume equals the base area times my height divided by 3. And looking at it, what is my base area? How do I find the area of my base for a square? Length times width. So my B is going to equal 6 times 6. Which is going to give me 36 centimeters. Okay, once I have that, I can go ahead and plug it in along with my height. Volume equals my base, which we figured out was 36, times my height, which is 12, all divided by 3. Solving it out, I'm going to end up getting 432. Divided by 3, and my volume is going to be 144 centimeters cubed. Again, volume is always cubed. Do not forget that. All right, for this one, it says find the volume of the triangular pyramid. However, they already gave you the answer for volume on this one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to find the height. Okay, so cross out volume, go ahead and write height. We're going to find the height. So I'm still solving the same thing. I'm solving the same way, but now I'm trying to find my height. So first thing I have to know is looking at this shape. What kind of shape is this? Who could tell me? What kind of shape is this?
A triangle.
Okay, a triangular pyramid. So my base is a triangle. So I'm still using the formula volume equals the area of my base times my height divided by 3. How do I find the area of my base of a triangle? How do I find the area of my base of a triangle? Okay, base times height, but that's not all. I have a triangle. What do I have to do? Triangles, guys. What's the area of a triangle? How do I find the area of a triangle? Divided by 2. So I'm going to take 3 times 4, or 4 times 3 divided by 2. I'm going to get 12 divided by 2, which is going to give me 6. Plugging it in, my volume equals 6 times my height, which I don't know, divided by 3, and they are giving me my volume, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this to 14. All I have to do now is just go ahead and solve for my height. How do I do that? I could simplify 6 over 3. I'm then going to get 14 equals 2 times my height. Divide both sides by 2. And my height equals 7 feet. Okay, so I just solved for the height of this triangular pyramid. All right, go ahead and try this one on your own. Go ahead and solve for the height. Similar to the previous question we just did, go ahead and find your height. All right, go ahead. We're checking our work. Most of you are done or almost there. So formula is volume equals the area of my base times my height divided by 3. Going ahead, solving for the area of my base. My base is a triangle, so I need to know the formula for area of a triangle. B equals 3 times 6 divided by 2. I'm going to get 18 over 2, which is going to give me 9. Again, I'm solving for my height. My volume is 24 equals the area of my base, which is 9, times my height is what I'm trying to find, divided by 3. I'm going to then end up with 24 equals 3h. Divide both sides by 3. And your height is going to equal what? Good. 8 meters. And you're done with that one. Okay, so you guys need to be able to find everything, even if they ask us to solve it the opposite direction. All right, looking at this question, similar solid. So it says pyramid A and pyramid B are similar. Find the volume of pyramid B. I'm solving for pyramid B. Same thing we did last class. I have to find my scale factor. I have to cube my scale factor. And then the ratio of the volume is equal to my scale factor cubed. So let's go ahead and try and solve for scale factor. My scale factor was represented as K. K equals, I'm going to take the height, 6 over 8. Simplified is going to give me 3 over 4. That's my scale factor. Okay, looking at my scale factor. Say it one more time.
Does it matter if you 8 over 6 because I thought you said the big one or this one.
No, it's if I'm going from big to little, remember it's the opposite direction. Okay, so I'm solving for B. So looking at it, I'm going to go ahead and I have to cube it. My scale factor cubed, I'm cubing 3. and I'm cubing my 4. 3 cubed. 3 times 3 times 3 is going to give me 27. Over 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. Okay, so I found my scale factor cubed. Now I have to go ahead and find my ratios. I'm going to have pyramid B, the volume of pyramid B over the volume of pyramid A, which is 96, equals my scale factor cubed, 27 over 64. How am I solving for the volume of pyramid B? How do I solve that? All you have to do is cross multiply and divide. So cross multiplying, I'm going to end up with 2592 over, or 2592 equals the volume of pyramid B times 64. And then divide both sides by 64. If you divided correctly, the volume of pyramid B equals what? Go ahead and divide. What am I going to get?
40.5.
40.5. What are my units?
Meters.
Meters cubed. Units are always cubed. All right, looking at example number 4, it says find the volume of the composite solid. It's a composite figure, means I have 2 shapes that make up this entire thing. I have, looking at it, a rectangular prism, and I have a rectangular pyramid. So what I have to do is find the volume for each separately and then add them together. So which one do we want to do first? The rectangular prism? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to solve for my rectangular prism first. I'm going to do it in orange. How do I find the volume of a rectangular prism? What's the formula for that? We have to remember these. What's the formula for volume of my rectangular prism?
Base times height.
Okay, it's not just base times height. It's the area of the base times my height. What's the area of my base? Another way you could think about it is length times width times height. All you're doing is multiplying. 6 times 6 times 6. If you multiply correctly, my volume for my orange or my rectangular prism is 216 meters cubed. And now I have to go ahead and find the volume for my top piece. This is my rectangular pyramid. So that's the one we've done today. Volume equals the area of my base times my height divided by 3. First, solving for my base, area of my base, I'm going to take 6 times 6, that's my base, area of a rectangle. It's going to give me 36, and plug it in. Volume equals 36 times my height, which they gave me is 6 divided by 3. Plugging that into my calculator, my volume is going to end up with 72 meters cubed. And then all I have to do is add them together. So volume is going to equal 216 plus 72. And if you add it correctly, your answer is going to be 288 meters cubed as my answer. Please make sure you understand that. All you did was add them together. Questions, comments, concerns on that one? Okay.